Hi, this is Brian Ferentz with the MAGAMind podcast. You can follow me on X at Brian Ferentz1 or at True Social at Brian Ferentz or on Gab at Brian FE. Today, I have a sort of anonymous caller on the line, referring to himself as Connor, and we're talking today about a alleged assassination attempt by current Governor Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania. So go ahead and say hello, Josh. Sorry, Connor. Connor, say hello. Yeah, we don't have Josh on the phone. Go ahead and say hello, Connor.
It's quite all right. Hey, how you doing?
Good. Let me just play this real brief intro to my show. Let me do this really quick here. So let's see. I've got just a brief intro. It's going to be just 20 seconds.
MAGAMind, no loss, no shame. Tore through the fire to stake my claim. I faced the worst and left it behind. Now they scream the name MAGAMind. MAGAMind, no loss.
All right. So, Connor, do you want me to share your Instagram page? I think I am sharing it actually. Let's see. Hold on, I gotta fix one thing here.
That's completely fine.
All right, I'm showing it
I just
now.
want to mention.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to mention that I've been denied medical attention and not given a reason why for what was unbeknownst to me at the time was Lyme. Eyeballs hanging down, spinning around, cleaning on the bed sheets, coming to terms with God, sort of stuff, and a gut rupture. So I've received zero medical attention in and out of state. So I just want to mention that, like, if you do snoop through, you might find stuff that's like me, kind of like either scared or sad, and I hope you just be respectful.
Sure. Yeah, that's a good
'Cause,
note.
I mean, there's probably gonna be a couple people that'll laugh and like, fingers.
Okay. No, I understand.
So,
All right. So let me share. Actually, if it's all right with you, I'm gonna share the link to your Instagram reel with our viewers. Is that okay?
go ahead.
So you know your Instagram link. I'm just gonna put it on the screen, like the bottom of the screen, as a banner, so people can see that link. Is that all right with you?
Yeah, sure. I should be able to walk you through some key pieces.
All right.
And it might be easier just to start off with that because people are probably going to be bringing up the Instagram initially.
Yeah, let's do that. So I have the link up on the screen on my side now, and I'm showing your Reels page of Instagram. So is there a particular post that you want to go to first?
Well, I just want to give some context to
Sure.
what I'll be describing. So I was working at the DOT many years ago under the authority of Matthew Whitaker. I think he was just on the news or something for something. But so I was working for him, and out of the blue, I was just being targeted, mistreated, for like breaking sort of stuff. And I was only professional and cool, as I've always been throughout everything. But I was like defecating blood, and I was just feeling terrible. So I was like, I have to call it quits. And I was also being targeted by parking authority. It's a state parking ticket thing. You get the idea.
Right.
And so I was paying these people thousands of dollars, and there was no response on why I was being ticketed. Like, they installed these parking meters outside my home, and from where I lived, I didn't have to pay them. And they moved them from 5 o'clock. Well, they started at 5 o'clock, and then they changed it to 7 o'clock. So every day I got off of work, they were ticketing me, because normally I just got off of work and it was all gravy.
Mm-hmm.
And then now they moved it back to 5 o'clock. So that doesn't matter. But anyway, so working under the authority of Matthew Whitaker, I was just being targeted to break, and when I was losing my home, defecating blood, putting in my 2-week resignation letter, no curse words, nothing unprofessional, written so beautifully, Matthew Whitaker came down and offered to basically help me out with my career if I didn't submit my 2-week resignation letter. And it's been years of just being targeted and tortured while only working hard and being professional. Lord have mercy. Okay. All right. So I used adult language at parking authority customer service after trying to meet professionally, paying them thousands of dollars, which I didn't have to leaving my home. You get the idea. Just breaking stuff.
Right.
So I used all the adult language in the book, you name it. And then last time, this wasn't face to face nor over the phone, but last time it was on email. Hard evidence, sure, that's great. But what's been done, there's nothing warrants this sort of stuff that I've documented and survived. So let's see here. And this is a lot. This is very stressful. So if I need a breather, please be understanding.
Sure, I will. Yeah, I understand.
Thank you. All right. So quitting my job, he was like, I'm the nicest guy you could ever meet. Hardworking, professional, honorable. You get it. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, sure. So he shook my hand. And like I didn't even mention the years of like torture. I just professionally written a statement, about resigning. Anyway, so 6+ years after the incident. Oh, I said on voicemail, the last line of communication, I said get hit by a bus. This is the last straw. I was just like, all right, I'm leaving my home, losing my home, having to quit my job after years of working hard. Only being a sweetheart professional. Everybody either thought I was like a executive or a person of authority. But anyway, so I said on voicemail, open customer voicemail, faceless, nameless crime. I don't even know if it is a crime because I haven't been given any information whatsoever. And let's see here. So I said get hit by a bus. Like the last FU. To an open customer service voicemail. They're trained to deal with irate people. Anyway, so 6+ years down the road, on the cusp of statute of limitations, I got a strange voicemail. Said, you have a warrant. And I'm like, what? So apparently I had a warrant out for 6+ years. And being honorable, never having any run-ins with the law, I went and got a lawyer, got it addressed. Still have no idea what was going on, why there was a warrant, but I got a lawyer. Yeah, I shouldn't give names. But anyway, so got a lawyer. He had me stand outside of the courtroom building on the sidewalk. So that's not good. But I had no idea what was discussed in there. Given a chance to defend myself for whatever reason. I'm assuming that's why I was there, and it obviously is. But my lawyer had me stand outside the courtroom building on the sidewalk, so I was given no.
That seems strange. That seems a little bit odd.
Dude, that's nothing. Dude, just wait. Well, I don't mean to say that unprofessionally, but dude. This is like literally the biggest story probably in the country, maybe state. Let's see. So yeah. So no idea what was said. What given a reason. Let me do a little fishing. Not given a reason for the warrant, and like I filed right to know X. And well, anyway, let me just go with the timeline. Okay, so skip to COVID. So 2019, my parents went away on a
Oh, do I still have you?
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. I left my phone in the car. Okay, so 2019, my parents went away to a business trip, Midwest. Apparently, it was ground zero and they came back. They were sick.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good. My mother's on some medication that's like antiviral.
Right.
That's good. And so, who knows if it hits males and females differently? You know what I mean? Like, who knows? But they were sick. But when I got it, from them, just shortly after, it was 2 weeks under 6 comforters. Like sweating so hard hurt the back of my head.
Right.
So survived that, was recovering very slowly, and I was like, I got to get my strength back. So I was, trying to. Like exercise and, minimal exercise.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was on a hike, and just up behind my house, very wide path, no tall grass. I looked down at my arm because I thought I saw like a speck or something. I looked down. As soon as I looked down, the tick bit the heck out of me.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, great, got bit by a tick, and like I'm just in shambles just from surviving those 2 weeks.
Right.
And instead of like making progress on recovering, I was getting worse for some reason. So I was like, okay, this isn't good. Then it started to get real bad. And apparently it was Lyme. And I was unfamiliar with it at the time. But from what I'm assuming is that because my system was so beaten down from the virus and just getting bit shortly after, it was able to like really, get in there. Lyme disease. So not having a clue what was going on, not having a clue what was going on, like I just started to get worse and worse and worse. My eyeballs were hanging down, spinning around, thinking on bed sheets, coming to terms with God sort of stuff.
Right.
And at the time, the TV was saying, don't go to the hospital, COVID. I'm not sure if you recall that, but maybe it was different in different states. But yeah, we're getting ads about like not going to the hospital.
Well, yeah,
I mean, do something. Yeah. So I took a handful of like different vitamins and stuff. Boom, ruptured my stomach. Neck blew up like a balloon. I felt like gas, oil, bile, whatever that stuff is, go outside of my organs. It wasn't pretty. So after that, I'd like to direct you to my Instagram account. It's either the third post.
Let's see.
But it's a video. If you can notice one with like a piece of paper in it.
Let's see. Yeah, the first one I see seems to be a piece of paper.
There you go. Okay, so that is the first hospital I went to. It's out in the Poconos, Wayne Memorial Hospital. That's the first hospital I went to, and the gesture from this man's hands and just how awkward it was. I have tons of videos. I think it's all professional. It's not like terrible things in holding a camera in their faces. It's basically by my side, just like dumbfounded that what's happening is happening. So without doing any tests, like everything, you can just see him go on this like tyrant of like he's going to be looking for medical attention here, there. He's going to be blah 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 blah. And look at his hands. I'd like to let you guys. I'd like to ask you guys to notice this gentleman's hands. He's fidgeting and blah blah blah. Yeah, it's beautiful. So that's the first time I went to try and get medical attention. I've been mugged, attacked, like shoulder kicked in, ribs, head banging to the ground, like being mugged and stuff.
Right.
I never bothered a hospital. I took a cold shower,
Right.
Let's see. Gosh, there's so much, and we didn't even get to any like really wild stuff yet. This might be a two-parter. Would that be okay with you?
Well, yes, but
I'm sure you want to hear about the Josh Shapiro assassination.
Yeah, I do want to hear about that.
I got you. All right, so make sure when you notice that gentleman saying he didn't find anything, they didn't do anything. And like they just handed me some paperwork. So it's basically if you're on a list or they don't want to give you medical attention, they'll just try and call you Looney Tunes, which is pretty common, I would assume. Let's see here. So came back to town. So I was out in the Poconos, and then I came back to my hometown to try and get medical attention because I was like, that was wild. And trying to get medical attention, I found a doctor, Mr. Frank Noonan. He's a Lyme doctor from iLads. Beautiful man, kind-hearted. Like he actually wanted to help people, and he had a strange, mysterious death. It's on his what's that thing called when people die and make comments or something? I don't know, but I think you understand.
Yeah.
There's some like strange heart thing, and he seemed like very solid in health. Anyway, he's a great guy. Great guy. You can definitely tell he cared.
Right.
Let's see here. So like my health was like pretty bad. Like I had Lyme for a while. It should have been addressed. You know what I mean? Like as soon as I went to that hospital, they should have, been like, we can tell by all these symptoms that you've written down that it's obviously Lyme. And it is obvious. There's a picture of some of the symptoms like somewhere on my page. It's a mess. I hope you guys forgive me, but when I get into some more of the wild stuff, you're going to be like, holy shit. Excuse my French. Anyway, so came back to town, felt like crap. I had a couple lawsuits, but I'm finding out that I'm blacklisted. More than enough phone conversations to easily prove that I'm blacklisted.
Okay.
Let's see here. So my health dropped suddenly. Like I went to school for computer science, so I'm pretty tech savvy. I don't have hard, like router data that, like with my phone and stuff that my phone is tapped, but the amount of times that I've documented certain things, and also tapping phones, that's ancient stuff.
Right.
Anyway, as well as the internet. So I dropped. I was like, I gotta go to the hospital. And so I went to the hospital. I notified my parents on text message that I was going to a certain hospital. I live on a road that's 2 directions. You go up or down. And
right.
It's long. And I was like going to go to this one to the right, and there's another to the left. And like my home is like right next to the road. So as soon as I texted them and I was headed down there, I noticed a undercover sedan fly that direction. And there was no need for the pace he was going. And at the exact same time, it was very concerning.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I'm not going to that one. And I went to a different hospital and couldn't make it to the hospital, was losing vision, couldn't hold on to the wheel.
Right.
So I pulled over and called for an ambulance. And this is the statement that I'm telling you is all on the lawsuit that was thrown out because, like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm in bad health. How am I supposed to represent myself against like the attorney general and what have you?
Right.
Big hospitals. So pulled over. Waited for the ambulance. 2 officers showed up. Sweetheart, your general run-of-the-mill local cops. Then a third officer just lit it. Like I tricked them by going to a different hospital than what I told my parents I was going to. I should get his name. So yeah, so he was pissed off, and when the ambulance showed up, there was a gentleman in the ambulance that was like completely unprofessional until he took my vitals, and they took me straight into the ER. Right. Sorry.
Okay.
Where stood around for hours. They took they took like some tatted up druggy guy like who came in after me.
Mhm.
They were like giving him food and blood work and all this, and I was just sitting there, just like in shambles. Oh, you gotta give me a second. We got a lot of smoke from Canada, so with my health being shitty, excuse my French,
Mhm.
today's kind of lame. All right, so I should probably just skip to more poignant things on the Instagram and try and point them out, because I can actually just pull up my Instagram and
Right.
walk you guys through it. But yeah, so let me just get there's like a couple instances of that, and like a lot of the video evidence, was submitted to court, not exactly posted on this Instagram account.
Mhm.
But yeah, so like after dealing with all this wild stuff, I'm like, okay, something's up, even though that's the obvious thing from the video I mentioned earlier. So I was like trying to find a lawyer, figure out what's going on. I reached out, to everyone professionally and stuff, except women, because they don't need to be involved unless they're like a lawyer or something, But
Right.
anyway, so I reached out to everybody, and apparently a old classmate of mine, he's a federal detective. I was like, oh, thank you.
Mhm.
And so reached out to him and stuff. He got me in contact with this woman that works at the district attorney's office, and I've been in contact with her for months, just giving her decent amount of physical evidence and stuff. The only thing from this woman was trying to help me find legal representation, but there's countless instances and evidence that I'm obviously blacklisted.
Mhm.
Let's see. So I notified, looking for a lawyer. I noticed that on November 4th, this is my current case.
Right.
I'm forced to represent myself. I have no chance in hell. So anyway, so looking for, and mind you, I'm like phones tapped, internet's tapped, you name it.
How do you know? How do you know everything's tapped?
Ask your audience if they've ever heard of phone tapping or internet companies able to see your web traffic history,
Mhm.
or to remotely assist you with fixing your computer. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's old school stuff. Anyway, so so being completely tapped, I was looking for a lawyer, and I noticed that on November 4th was a freedom rally for Doug Mastriano
Mhm.
against Shapiro. I was like, okay, I don't know how much longer I can last, so I might as well go ask to speak. And I was going to go,
Mhm.
and I was going to go and just, like raise my hand, like, can I speak or sign up to speak?
Right.
And they could have said, sorry, we're full, or you have to register. You know what I would have done? I would have said, okay. You know what I mean? I would just either left or listened. But the morning of, on November 4th, that would be the second video on the timeline. And I just want to mention again that I don't like post all the evidence and stuff, like all the videos, because it's a lot.
Right.
But so 2 days prior to November 4th, I notified the woman that my federal detective classmate friend introduced me to help me try and find legal representation. I notified her that I have reckless police activity on video 2 days prior to November 4th. And the morning of, on November 4th, the woman that works at the district attorney's office, which I've been in contact with for months, who's only tried to help me find legal representation, completely aware of all I survived and, basically dealt with, was there on the scene at my home with a bunch of officers that looked concerned.
Okay.
They didn't give me any reason why they were there. Apparently, it was a bogus 306 or 302. So that's basically hurt oneself for others. So it's pretty gross.
Right.
But they didn't mention that at all. They took me from my home out of antibiotic treatment that I had to go through all sorts of avenues to acquire. And I'm still in need of that treatment because apparently when you hit chronic level of Lyme, it's 3 different antibiotics that are administered intravenously. And anytime I try to hospital, they either try to commit or worse. Let's see here. So they gave no reason why they were there. They took me out from my home in terrible condition, away from antibiotic treatment. They took me out of antibiotic treatment, like that I was currently taking.
Right.
But stated on body cam, they're going to get me to a hospital and oversee it. So this is a woman I've been in contact with, completely aware of what I'm dealing with. They said they were going to get me to a hospital and to oversee it. Guess what? They took me to a hospital, and everyone got awkward. And I'm like, oh, God, this isn't good. So everyone disappeared. Nobody was overseeing a thing. And this gentleman asked, hey, could you follow me? And I was like, oh, okay, sure. So I hobbled along and went in this hallway, and I was like, man, this is kind of sketchy looking. There's a holding cell.
Okay.
So, yeah. So they tricked me into a holding cell.
That's not good.
Like, this is unbelievable. And so after 2 days there, just professional, it's kind of like, really? My family was there to pick me up. And I was like, finally. But so with my family there to pick me up, a woman came down I never met and said I gave consent to be shipped off to a nut house. I was like, I never met you and I do not give consent.
Wow.
I wasn't flipping out or anything. Just professional. And I'd like to mention that my family also made video statements stating what I just said that are already been submitted to court. Anyway, so didn't resist. They strapped me down, took me over there. They're not helping anyone in those places, I'll tell you what. But so I've been given no reason why I was there, and like even like the people like in the cage or whatever, they're I'll never forget this. They were like, Connor, you're not going anywhere, and like I was only professional. But yeah, so I found out that in a few days I'll be going to court, and I from what I've learned, it's basically to that if they can basically experiment on you, frankly, without your consent. There you go. Okay. So I was like, okay, better prepare my butt for court. So I had friends send links over and still have no idea why I was there. You know what I mean? Preparing myself for court, no idea what was going on, but I've been through so much nonsense and have concrete evidence that I was like, send this over, send these links, images of like parasites crawling throughout my body.
That's not good.
It's from the gut rupture. If it's over your ribs,
right?
You know what I mean? That's outside of the organs, under the skin, of course. You know what I mean? It's obviously from the gut rupture. But anyway, let's see here. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna prepare myself for court. And an hour before court, a woman, I was being discharged an hour before court, so they took me from my home out of antibiotic treatment and trapped me for a week just to stop me from going to the rally. I don't know if they were intimidated by me, finally being able to, well, not finally, but going to court and stating what's going on. What was it? Hold on, give me a second.
Sure.
When I mentioned earlier in the show, when I was working for Matthew Whitaker, and I got a lawyer for this warrant that I had out for 6 years, that my lawyer had me stand on the sidewalk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's so really bizarre.
Of that. So let's see here. One second. So this woman, Dr. Shirk, came down livid. I've never seen someone so upset, but working in a place like that, I don't know. She's probably on some pretty wild stuff. That was unprofessional. Forgive me. But
That's okay.
what's been done to me is unspeakable. Let's see. So she was really upset that I was being discharged, and I was professional, except for like one thing. One thing I said, "Are you going to send me an apology in the mail?" Let's see. And this was like after she was already clearly upset. I didn't do anything to upset her. She was just upset that her career's probably on the line, and that like an innocent man isn't going to be tortured to death. Be taken from antibiotic treatment, which is a long, lengthy, terrible thing for Lyme and a gut rupture, and to basically not have any of that and slowly die to Lyme and injuries, what have you, while being force-fed psychotics in not a padded cell, but it's basically the same damn thing with no fresh air. You get the idea. It's disgusting. Let's see here. So they released me and stuff. Everyone there there was one nice guy. He was pretty cool. And he knew I was there illegally, and I didn't sign any paperwork, nothing like that. Let's see here. Oh man, there's tons of other stuff. But let's just go through my Instagram account, okay?
All right, yeah, I'm sharing it right now.
Yep. Let's see here. Gotta find some shade. It's kind of hard to see in the sunlight. But yeah, there's just tons of other stuff. But basically, they took me from my home to basically trap and keep through time. So like torture till I'm dead. I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense. Anyway. Okay. All right. So I'm looking at my Instagram page now. The giant cover-up operation, like the evidence that I have, I could go on and on and on and on about just little details and pieces of evidence. So the first video is the third post that has the paperwork. They're like, Connor, you're fine. You're just crazy. I went to this. Oh, this is great. So being denied medical attention and stuff, I had to figure something out. So I went to a third-party Lyme, company, like medical place. Very reputable, you name it. And got a doctor use the last of my money, cash. If you're having trouble getting medical attention, insurance is only used to track you. Anyway, let's see. So I spent the last of my money, and basically went. It wasn't anonymous. So like if you had two documents side by side, okay, same bank account number, same home address, but one letter was changed in the first name, one letter was changed in the last name, and 1 year off your date of birth. And everything else was exactly the same.
Right.
That's what I did. I got it was the worst stuff they've seen. So that would be the some infections, because it's a lot of paperwork and stuff. So
right.
The image after that. Also, when you click on those, you can tap to the side, so there might be multiple photos and stuff.
So which one do I need to look at? Because I'm on your reels.
Okay.
And then which one are you talking about specifically?
Oh, it's best just to allow the viewers to go through it themselves.
Oh, they should click on it themselves. Okay.
November 4th is when they took me from my home out of antibiotic treatment. Some infections is, obviously, I'm in bad shape. I ruptured my fucking stomach with Lyme. Excuse my French. So you got infections, you got parasites growing on my ribs. Then you have the document from, there goes my name. Anyway, Penn State Health, the Nut House, and Right to Know Acts being denied. And it's pretty gross. There's videos. They're probably very repetitive, but if you want to scroll through all the videos and stuff, I've been basically denied medical attention since 2019, and
wow.
I haven't done anything wrong. I'm only professional. Oh, here's a choice one. if you can scroll down to where it's a Science Friday.
Um,
So it says what we're learning about long COVID symptoms and their causes. Okay, it's right next to the eagle.
let's see. And this is on your Reels tab specifically?
No. Main page.
Oh, okay, on like the posts, right?
Yep.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, I see the eagle,
And what we're learning about long COVID.
Let's see. Okay, yeah, I do see that. What we're learning about long COVID. Yeah, I see that one.
Yep. All right, so check this out. All right, so I've witnessed a lot. I didn't even get into like all the specifics and like some really heavy stuff with you yet. I don't know, but so I was going to call in. Like I've been a fan of this show for quite some time. And I was like, I might as well call in, say what they're doing to people, withholding lab and image results.
Yeah.
Which is the worst thing imaginable. You know what I mean? I forgot to, So that third-party lab thing, where I got those results from, apparently the doctor isn't the one that prescribes them. It's a third-party teleperson. And the state, or I don't know, whoever got to him and said, we don't feel comfortable in treating you even though you've been diagnosed. So, oh, great. And I notified them that I was going to sue just to get my money back. And the day after, they sent a letter that said I threatened staff and did all this and that and this. And I was like, okay, I'm not only taking them to court to get my money back, but for defamation. The wild thing is, like, with that doctor, I had an appointment after that incident. And I was like, why do I have an appointment? And so I recorded. I recorded out of my pocket. And it's clearly my doctor. And if what they stated on that letter happened, that's not a conversation you'd be having with somebody. You know what I mean? You'd be like, "Get out! Oh my God, I'm calling the police." Anyway, so I took him to court, and the judge was like, "You don't have a lawyer?" I might have known I was blacklisted at that time, or maybe not. I can't recall. But anyway, so the defendants said I did no such thing, that I just made staff feel uncomfortable. And I was like, there you go. And judge sided with that, but it was the owner of the company, so I kind of get it, but it's still corrupt and terrible. All right, so Science Friday. You won't be able to search this up from their website. So you can go on this website and you can type in any other, segment, and it'll come up. But this one, you can't. So you're going to have to go into my comments.
I see your comment, yeah.
Typed out there, so it's sciencefriday.com/segments/long-covid-symptoms-. You have to type that in manually.
Okay.
I'm at like the 18-minute mark or something like that. I mean, you can skip through, but the main thing is they tried to connect me initially, and I recorded with another phone, my phone freaking out, like the screen going white. You know what I mean? And for some reason, I felt like I was still connected. And so, like, this is literally, attempting to disable the call or the connection. And so, like, I was recording with my other phone, how my phone was acting up, and I felt that like I was still connected to the call because I was listening in on the radio. And God bless him, Ira. He's the host. He's like, we're gonna try and go back to Connor from. Oh shit! If you hear that, you're gonna know exactly where I am.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he was able to literally, like, I don't know what the best term would be to make the connection happen. You know what I mean? It's for NPR and stuff. So I don't know what kind of tech they use, but he was able to make it happen. And as I was waiting and stuff, I was thinking about, like, being professional and doing the right thing.
Right.
I was like, okay, I can't just say all this wild stuff on his segment and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's the first time I've ever got to speak with him. But so I decided, like, literally split second, to, instead of whistleblow, to be respectful to him.
Right.
And I basically said something pretty choice, though. It was something along the lines of, is there not a link or something in common between COVID and the Lyme disease? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That was it. But the call is pretty interesting because he's all like, "Oh, something's going on with the phone system," you know. And the recording of my phone. Well, you get the idea,
right?
All right. Anyway, so it's interesting here, and I sound like shit. Forgive me. I'm still in shambles, but anyway.
It's okay.
Let's see here. So basically, just some stuff. I could share after the show. I could share you the docket numbers and stuff, so you could just have a full read of the statement and what exactly took place on those couple of days. But a lot of it's the same. I mean, some might have certain things and stuff like, I can't believe this stuff is happening. This stuff shouldn't be even taking place. We're trying to like help everyone's, families down the line out. And, you get the idea.
Right.
Let's see here. So let's see here. Hold on, give me a second. Oh, okay. So you might not hear from me for a while. So my friend who's a federal detective, his police department recently acquired the assistance of another department. I just spoke to Clinton. It's some corporal at my police, even though they're completely useless and corrupt. Anyway, he said that some departments can get the assistance of other departments to target people. Oddly enough, it was me. So I was coming home one night, had a couple beers, driving fine, pulled over 6 officers. Apparently my light bulb, my license plate light was out. So, and all they said was something's wrong with your license plate. There was no following a procedure, no giving an idea what's going on, no breathalyzer. I don't want to mention this, but my leg isn't really healing all that good. I'm getting some black spots on the opposite sides and stuff. It hurts a lot.
Right.
Just in bad shape. Just getting out of the car. And the last time I saw police, they took me from my home out of antibiotic treatment to trap me for a fucking week. You know what I mean? So I'm not feeling good. So given no opportunity to stretch or anything, I was trying to stretch a little bit. And they're like, "Okay, you're done." But not that angry. They're like, "Okay, you're done." And I was just like, "What?" So still no idea what's going on. I mean, I was assuming that it was a DUI thing, but I've never had one before,
right?
And it didn't seem procedurally correct. Nothing. It was just very messy. So they took me to my friends who was a classmate and a federal detective. He took me the whole way out there. So they took me a very long distance away from where the stop occurred. And the woman that works at the district attorney's office, who was there on the scene and stuff, is his assistant. So there's some law or something. There's got to be if it matters. But yeah, so they targeted me. This was just pretty recent. And for first DUI, and the thing is, with the paperwork I received in the mail, I was like, that was strange. I have no idea what was going on, even if it was a DUI. They just said, "Here, will you sign this paperwork?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not signing anything." And they were like, "You have to sign this to get out of here." And I was like, "Okay." And gave him blood work, whatever. And doubt I'll get the actual results. So I got a letter in the mail that said, you got your first gen DUI. And then there was also a paper that said mental health. And I was like, oh shit. How scary is that? They're still trying to stick with that thing, even though it's completely proven the opposite. But yeah. So I haven't heard back from my defense attorney, and I wonder if the state got to him. I'm kind of concerned. But yeah, so I may end up being forced to not have antibiotics,
Hmm.
and I might be forced to take brain melters. So the lab results,
That
the
doesn't sound
massive
good.
infections, the gut rupture,
Hmm.
the stuff that's visible to your audience and stuff, it's clear as day. Something's not right. Uh, that none of that matters. It's basically that they're just going to be like, and hopefully that one paper that's they were like, you have to sign this to get out of here. That wasn't me being like, yeah, please inject me full of stuff, trap me in a small room uh, for only being professional while dealing with the worst stuff magical that shouldn't be happening to any American.
Well,
There's
I'm
some
sorry
other
to
really
hear that.
hardcore stuff, but I'd rather
Yeah.
discuss that with you off air.
Sure. No. Well, yeah. I'm sorry to hear that happened.
No,
And
I'm saying that in
yeah.
a short period of time, I may be trapped in a cell, force-fed brain melters, and unable to see the sky or breathe fresh air for being wrong and being professional. No.
Well, that's awful. I mean, is there any?
Brutal.
Yeah, that's not good. Wow. Well, I mean, that's a lot to take in, and again, I'm sorry about that. Um,
I'd like to leave you with one last thing.
well,
I'm not the only one
go
that's
ahead.
dealing with intentional medical malpractice. So is my innocent elderly mother. That's the last one I'm saying, even though there's even more wild stuff than that.
Okay. Did you want to connect it anymore to Josh Shapiro or no?
Let's see. So I've reached out to everyone professionally. It's like I see people driving down the road making gestures at me, smiling, laughing, pointing. But I've been framed for flipping out a service or something that I've never even contacted. That third party medical system where my evidence is ironclad. They have no physical evidence other than maybe like an altered statement or a false statement, what have you. But I have many, many, many irrefutable situations that I've done nothing wrong and survived the worst. And you get the idea. But Josh Shapiro, let's see here. All right, so I reached out to his office, and when I give him a short statement about what I'm dealing with, smiles, laughs, you get it.
Right.
Well, not smiles, but giggles. I'm just assuming they're like, haha, your family's dealing with intentional medical malpractice. That's basically what's happening. But filing right to know acts, not being allowed to oh shoot. Hold on. Jeez. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, my phone isn't responding. I think it's a heat issue.
Oh, it's over. Your phone's overheating.
Yeah. Oh, holy shit. Yeah, for some reason the screen wasn't responsive. I have it in direct sun. Okay. All right. Yeah, some alarm. Anyway. So like everyone, so like from what I mentioned, like if there's a party or a department or a state service that's supposed to handle that, no physical evidence that they're doing the exact opposite. But let's see, regarding Josh Shapiro, I think the 10th on my life, the day of the Republican rally for Doug Mastriano is good enough. And from what I witnessed, yeah, and I mean, there's probably more, but like I said, I'm in pretty bad shape. So, and there's some stuff that I don't want to mention, even though I did give you something pretty heavy about, my family also dealing with the intentional medical malpractice, which is really fun. So basically, they wanted me to either die or hurt people or do something terrible. I'm not that type of guy. All right. Yeah. So Josh Shapiro is governor, right? And yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's some really wild stuff. And again, sorry that you're going through all that. Are you a religious guy at all?
Not at all. I mean, I went to church growing up, but basically my view on it is it teaches you how to be a good person. You know what I mean? So you take those lessons, you learn from them. I don't want to be immature, but I almost feel like people that are super religious either have done something wrong or either damaged or I don't want to say weak. Thing is, it's good to believe in something, and like there's different levels. You know what I mean? You have people that are like overly religious, where it's kind of awkward, and you have people that maybe go once in a blue moon that are like you know what I'm saying. Sorry if that's offensive. I'm not sure if I asked if you were religious when we first spoke. I think I just said.
Well, no, I understand your point of view, and I definitely know that when some people are going through really hard times, especially like medical issues, sometimes they find some peace in religion, right? There's a lot of people that do.
Religion isn't going to save you against corruption, there, amigo.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think religion. I mean, there's a difference between religion and faith in God too.
I mean, you can pray and hope, and Lord have mercy, I've been doing it.
Yeah.
But religion isn't going to save them. And isn't there a thing called like separation of church and state?
Yeah, there is. That's actually to protect the churches. It's not to protect the state, though. They always interpret the wrong way.
I mean, from what I feel, it is religion shouldn't have any play in just common sense, mature, law, and how the system is run and what have you. You know what I mean?
No, I hear what you're saying, and it's. I understand that point of view.
Also, if I'd like to mention this as well.
Go ahead.
If somebody is having a hard time, and I mean everything out there is designed to either break you or make you squirm. Life's tough. I get it. And reaching out to a church you might have went to as a younger adult, it's a good thing because there's still going to be the same people that you've either met before or grown up with, and make your own decision on either getting in touch with somebody. But the thing is, I have to mention this, at least for my state. I live in a blue state, and I'll tell you what, nobody's doing the right thing out here. And if you feel like you're being targeted and life's just really hard and you don't know what to do, you might be what's the best way to put that? You might as well. Well, you know what I'm saying. You actually could be targeted. Well, let's see here. Because I had no idea back in the day. I just thought man, this sucks. But anyway, so these what is it? Helplines or whatever. The suicide prevention and all that. Don't trust it. They're just they're not up to no good. They'd rather falsely label you and get you on some medical attention or what is it? Medicine. That's not good for you or your situation. That sort of stuff could be intentional, but I would highly recommend maybe reaching out to your old church or finding your friends. And for the younger people, hopefully they're not listening to this shit. Speak to your friend's family. You know what I mean? Don't feel ashamed about reaching out to your friend's family and stuff. Because the thing is, speaking at least for my state, they have your best intentions in the back door. It's completely reckless out here in Pennsylvania.
Well, yeah, and Connor, I hear that, and you may not be religious, but I will pray for you. I want you to find some peace. I want your medical issues to be resolved.
I need justice. I need a vote.
Justice.
Big tits. Sorry to be frank.
That's all right. Yeah, no, that's
And also an NDA. My main goal is to get an NDA so I can get some closure and some peace of mind.
Well, I hope you do. I hope you.
So hopefully they come at me like a professional, which I've always been, so we can have an agreement and we can just put this behind us. But I'm probably going to end up ending up not a padded cell, but I'm going to be force fed stuff I don't want until I die from my injuries.
Well, no, I mean I'm sorry to hear that too, and I don't know, I hopefully you're not in that situation. If I was in that situation, with all that time on my hand, even though I don't believe in it, I might start reading the Bible and just think about it, I know you don't want to hear that.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, but I appreciate it, and finishing up, put in a good word for me, okay?
I will, and good luck, and wish you the best, and I hope you get it resolved. And keep me updated. Let me know if you get some closure,
Yeah,
if you
sure.
get some things resolved.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, thank you,
Okay.
Connor. I appreciate it.
Take care. Be safe out there, okay?
You too. Have a good rest of your day.
All right, bye.
Thank you. All right, to all my viewers, thank you and God bless.